everyone, this is me Hunaza and you are viewing Literature in England. In our today's video, we are going to study all about the Anglo-Saxons time. In our previous video, we have discussed the background and circumstances of time before Anglo-Saxons. In Before Old English period, episode number 2, we have checked the connection between the Rome and England, the role of Romans in the history of England and why Romans invade England. This was the overview of important things and events that will connect it with our next concepts in the history of English literature and language. Now this is clear to us that how was the time period and who were the people, what was the status of the Roman people and from where Christianity started and why people used to invade lands and countries. If you haven't seen those informational videos and wanted to know about each and everything to make your concepts clear, then you will find the link in the description. Now let's start the beginning of English language and literature. The history of England has already begun when we studied about the people of England. We have done with who were they, how and why they came in England in episode number 2. Now we are going to study who were Anglo-Saxons. Anglo-Saxons were the second to invade England. Anglo-Saxons is combinedly stand for Anglo-Saxons and Jutes. They were Germanic tribes basically. They came from Germany and Denmark. According to Bede's point of view, Bede, who was known as father of English history and the first known writer in Old English period, he gave a precise date for 49 AD for the first arrival of the Anglo-Saxons, and he said they came from 3 tribes, the Anglo-Saxons and Jutes, who themselves came from different parts of Germany and Denmark. The Angles from England, which is a small district in northern Germany. The Saxons were from what is now Lower Saxony, also in northern Germany, and the Jutes from Jutland, now part of Denmark. This is also called the Bede's threefold division. England got its name from the name of the tribe Angles. The Angles invaded along with the Frisian, Jutes and Saxons and called it England, the land of Angles, which with time changed to England. Some Anglo-Saxons had already been in England for a while doing mercenary work. Mercenary works were the works based for the sake of money. In 350 AD, Anglo-Saxons raided English shores, first time in the history, but beaten back by the Romans. Romans were present in England and they beat the Anglo-Saxons. How Anglo-Saxons came in England. Romans had to leave England in 410 AD by lifting its impacts of language and culture. Irish people from Ireland that are also called Picts and tribes from Scotland called Celts started to attack on England. There is confusion that either Anglo-Saxons attack on England or they are invited by the Britons. The Anglo-Saxons did not simply migrate to Britain. What actually happened was that Roman army left Britain. Britain did not have any defense. The other mistake Britons made that they hired a ton of mercenaries, means foreign army from the Germanic areas to defend them from other Celtic tribes. This essentially meant that they invited a foreign army in, showed them how incredible defenseless they were. Well, the foreign warlords and mercenaries very quickly simply just seized control of these areas, and later whole tribes of Anglo-Saxons and Jutes came and settled in England. In this way, Anglo-Saxons were both the conquerors and the settlers. Part number 3. The partition of the land. Anglo-Saxons occupied the space and made the kingdoms of the Britain by fighting with each other. Remember, the word Britain and England are the same. They thought they were different from each other, but they shared a common language and similar customs because they were from Germany and Denmark. What were the 7 Anglo-Saxon kingdoms? So, by 650 AD, there were 7 separate kingdoms. their borders changing as their rulers. The 7 Anglo-Saxon kingdoms were Northumbria, Mercia, East Anglia, Essex, Kent, Sussex, and Essex. Heptarchy means 7 and rule. This term is used to denote the period of Anglo-Saxons establishment in England. This map is showing geography of Britain or England in 660 AD. Colors are the presenters. This red color is showing the presence of the Britons. The sea green color is the presenter of the Angles region. Northumbria, Mercia, and East Anglia are the part of Angles. The Sax, Sussex, and Essex are the part of Saxons, and Kent was the only part that were delivered to Jutes. Part number 4. Language and religion of Anglo-Saxons. What language did the Anglo-Saxons speak? The language spoken by the Anglo-Saxons is now known as Old English. It is the precursor of modern-day English. It was close to other Germanic languages such as Old Norse, Old Frisian, and Old High German. The religion of Anglo-Saxons. The Anglo-Saxons were pagan people, but with the passage of time, they converted to Christianity. Many of the customs seen in Britain today actually originated from pagan festivals. So till now what we have read? We have read that in 350 AD, Anglo-Saxons raid English shores and are beaten by Romans. In 410 AD, Romans leave England and England's shores are unprotected. In 449 to 550, arrival of Jutes from Jutland, Angles from south of Denmark, and Saxons from Germany. And in 660 AD, Britain divided into 7 kingdoms occupied by different groups. I hope this will be very informational and you have gotten all the key points who, how, why, and when of the Anglo-Saxons time period. This is all about Anglo-Saxons important points. Part number 5. Who was King Arthur? When Anglo-Saxons were invading England, King Arthur was a legend, British leader. He resisted the invasion of Saxons for 1.5 centuries. This resistance is known as the Battle of Mountbatten and occurred in late 5th century and became the first king of the Saxons. Part number 6. Christian mission at the Canterbury 595 AD. English people were accepting Christianity, but with the arrival of the Anglo-Saxons, they were pagans. They converted Christianity to the paganism. That means with no religion. In 595 AD, Augustine, who was a preacher and writer, he was living as a monk in Rome. On the other hand, Pope Gregory the Great, who was also writer and ruler, chose him to lead a mission to convert the pagan Anglo-Saxons to Christian faith. Kent Kingdom and his king Ethelbert was first converted to Christianity. Kent was the area where the Jutes settled. It was one of the most powerful kingdoms. The king built several churches and gave Augustine the ground at Canterbury, where Canterbury Cathedral stands today. So that's it for today. We have studied who were Anglo-Saxons, from where they came, who was the king of England, who was the King Arthur, language of Anglo-Saxons, religion of Anglo-Saxon. In the next video, we will discuss the third invasion, who were Vikings and all, who, how, when, and why, so that we will be able to get a clear idea. Till then, take care. Stay tuned to Literature in England. Hope to meet you soon.